The sights on it are just factory, which is pretty lame. The magazine release button here is a lot chunkier than on my last Glock, and I really like that.
The slide release is ambidextrous on both sides. The safety is ambidextrous on both sides.
The Nintendo Zapper Ruger LCP, my Wolverine LCP2.
This is a variant of the gun that John Wick used in John Wick 1. He used a P30L, so it's a little bit longer.
But you can see the 38 Special along the top, and it looks like it did almost as much damage as the 38 Special, even though the bullet's only about half the size.
Shoot her! Yes! For science.
Oh! Hey guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be doing a comparison of the Glock 43X versus the Sig Sauer P365. Both these are very good guns and are kind of taking the world by storm right now, particularly the P365. And there's a good reason for that. For those that have been watching my channel, I've been using the P365 pretty regularly since October of last year. So that's about 8 or 9 months at this point. It's a really good gun. It's built like a tank. It still hasn't been broken in properly, and that's after 1,000 rounds have been put through it. But at this point, I'm going to be switching over to the Glock 43X, and I'll be explaining why during this video. First of all, price comparisons. Well, let's just double check these guns, make sure they're empty. I know how people are sticklers for that. So, yes, both guns are empty. Price comparison. This one is about $475 out of the box. This one is about $500 out of the box, or maybe a little bit more. I got a really good deal on this one. I bought it as a special edition package where it was $500 flat, with 3 of these 12-round magazines. So that was a really good deal. And it's been a good little gun for me. This gun, out of the box, I'm telling you right now, it's not anything special. It is a nice gun. It's got a full-size grip on it, which I actually like. I didn't particularly like it when I bought it, but now that I've shot it a little bit, I really like that full grip, even though that does make it harder to conceal. It's got a really nice trigger on it. Nice little squeeze. There's the wall. Break. And there's the reset. So, pretty nice trigger. I mean, it's pretty much a standard Glock trigger. Just about all Glock triggers out there are pretty much exactly the same. What amazes me about this gun is that it shoots exactly like my old Glock 17, even though it's like half the size, which I'm very impressed with. Sights, right out of the gate, they're terrible. They're the standard white U sights that Glocks have now. I have added these Ameriglow sights to it. That was an extra $50, but these are really nice sights, and they've helped a lot at the range. I've got a video coming on how to put those sights on the gun as well, if you're interested in that. And then it comes with 2 10-round magazines. Now, this was Glock's answer to the P365, because the P365 is a very popular concealed handgun right now. So, in my opinion, this was a bit of a whimper on Glock's part. This gun is bigger, the recoil is greater, it holds 10 rounds, but so does this one, and that's with the regular itty-bitty little one here. This one holds 12, and as you can see, we'll do a quick size comparison here. Even with the 12-round magazine in it, the P365 is still a little bit smaller. I'll put there we go. So yeah, you can see that it sticks out quite a bit there at the bottom still. and the barrel is also a little bit longer. Thickness-wise, they're about the same. So that's not really an issue as far as concealability goes. And most people would argue that a slightly longer barrel also doesn't affect its concealability. It's basically the grip, because that's the part that sticks out, that's the part that prints, that's the part you got to worry about. So that would make the P365 automatically a better choice. Now, why does that not bother me? Because for people that watch this channel, I carry my gun as an EDC 90% of the time in a pouch. So I don't really have to worry about it printing or anything like that. For people that carry inside the waistband, this is going to be a better gun. That's all there is to it. You can put the... I like the pinky extension because I like being able to get a full grip on the gun, and I think that helps quite a bit. They do have a flush magazine as well that comes with most P365s these days, but mine didn't. But yeah, I would recommend the pinky extension for concealed carry, and that's what I did when I carried this gun. Because then you've just got this itty-bitty little grip here that's pretty darn easy to conceal. And now, there's a monstrous size difference in these guns. Let's see if I can get that on camera there. But yeah, I mean, look at the bottom there. That's a pretty significant difference as far as the size of these guns go. And for me, if I was carrying inside the waistband, honestly, that would be a deal breaker for me. Now, do I shoot better with this gun than the P365 because of that full grip? Honestly, I don't think so. I think the only reason that I shoot better with this gun than the P365 is because of my Glock 17. I carried that gun for 12 years. I fired thousands and thousands of rounds through it. This trigger is pretty much exactly the same as that one. And so I was able to shoot pretty darn well with this one right out of the box. And quite frankly, that's why I like it so much. Now, am I willing to sacrifice a couple of extra rounds and have a bigger gun on me that's a little bit harder to conceal for that, especially one with crappy sights that I had to pay extra for? The answer is no. However, enter the Shield Arms 15-round magazine. And that, ladies and gentlemen, changes everything. You have now all of a sudden gone from a bulky gun that carries no more rounds than the P365 can, in fact fewer if you've got the 12-round magazine, to a gun that now carries the same amount of bullets as a Glock 19 or a Beretta 92 FS. We're talking large, either subcompact or full-size guns, and this gun can now match those with only being a little bit bigger than this gun. And that is why I made the switch. Now, I didn't know that I was going to be able to shoot so well with it. That was just icing on the cake. But the fact that I can shoot so well with this gun, and the sights that I put on there, and the 15-round magazine, makes this my all-time favorite gun. Out of all the guns I've ever owned, this is now my favorite. For those of you that are curious about the Shield Arms magazine, it is basically the exact same size as the 10. They've just made it a metal magazine instead of the polymer, so there's more room inside to cram more rounds. That's all they've done. So why couldn't Glock have done that? This magazine is going to make the Glock 43X and the 48, for those of you that are interested, sell like hotcakes. Because now all of a sudden you can hold the same amount as a full-size gun in a nice little package. Glock, there's no genius, no innovation, no nothing behind this gun, in my opinion. And Glock really needs to get with the program. They're going to continue to be outdone by Sig or the Springfield Hellcat or other people that are leading the way in the small concealed firearms market. Glock's got nothing other than the regular Glock 43, which holds half as many rounds, which is, it's getting ridiculous. I mean, they've got a really good reputation out there for being good shooting guns, reliable guns, rugged guns, and all that is true. But as far as concealed carry, I really feel that they are behind the curve. Now, this is an American-made product, and this is going to save this gun. This is the only reason I bought this gun. It's not because I shot better with it, although that's great. And, you know, there's just something to be said for that. I just feel that Glock is kind of falling behind. So let's talk about the P365 for a minute. It comes with these really nice night sights on it, and that front sight is really easy to pick up. I really, really like it. One thing I don't like, generally with a 3-dot sight, you would line up the 3 dots to shoot. This one, you can't do that. This one, you have to line up this ridge with this ridge and shoot it like it's a revolver. Once you get used to it, that's actually really nice, because then all you got to do is focus on the front sight, line it up with these, and you're good to go. But no matter how much I practiced, I couldn't match my accuracy with this gun. But I've got 1,000 rounds through this. My Glock 17 had, you know, I don't know, 10,000? I mean, a lot. And, you know, that automatically gave this one the advantage. But, that being said, this is a very good gun. The trigger on it is a little weird. It's like a clunk when you pull that trigger. It just feels strange. But when you're out on the range, it shoots nice. I mean, that's a nice trigger. It's really easy to work. Like I said, I just don't shoot well with it because I'm still, honestly, getting used to it. There's the break right there. Very crisp. Good trigger. Really good trigger. A lot of people would say that the Sig P365 has the best trigger in any gun they've ever seen. It is very good. And I guess I'm going to leave it at that because, you know, I can't say that this is an inferior gun to this one just because I've got more experience shooting that. I don't think that's fair. However, because of that, that's one of the reasons that this one is going. Because I'm just a better shot with the other one, and at this point it holds more rounds. And that's all there is to it. So, I think that pretty much covers the review at this point. I'm going to be selling the P365 to a friend of mine next week, so this is going to be my last video on it. I'm going to be doing a few more videos on this one regarding adding some new sights, how it's holding up the range after a couple thousand rounds, things of that nature. One thing I forgot to mention earlier, this might be a deal breaker for some of you, but probably not. The 15-round magazine, because it's metal, the Glock 43X has a polymer magazine release button. If you leave that polymer magazine release button in when you're shooting the metal magazine, it's going to wear away at it. I've seen other videos on YouTube where somebody only fired like 100 rounds through one of the Shield Arms magazines, and then they pulled out their magazine release button and it was already beat up pretty badly. Shield Arms recommends that you swap this out for a metal magazine release button, and that's actually what I have done with this gun. This is the metal magazine release button. And yes, this button will still work with the regular 10-round magazines, although I see no reason at all I'm ever going to use these again. I bought 3 of these, and that's what goes to the range with me all the time at this point. But that is very, very important, because if you end up wearing out that magazine release button, then the gun's not going to work. So I didn't want to wait around for it to be worn out or start malfunctioning or whatever. I just changed it out right away. It is a bit of a pain. I couldn't film it because you actually have to get down inside the gun, and that was hard enough to do without holding the video camera. So yeah, I was able to do it in about 15 minutes, and it was totally worth it in hindsight. But yeah, be prepared to struggle with that for a little bit to get it to do what you want it to do. But yeah, I'm thinking about maybe going with some blue accents in this gun, put a blue barrel in it maybe, and some blue controls here and some things like that. Maybe sprucing it up a little bit. But I've gone through so many guns lately that I'm going to hang on to this one for a little while before I start doing anything to it. I honestly do feel that at this point this is going to be my forever gun. I just don't see them making a gun that's going to be better than this, that I can shoot better than this gun with, that holds more rounds than this one does. and things like that. But, you know, I said the exact same thing about the P365 when I bought that one. You know, I didn't think they'd ever be able to top this. A nice little gun that's compact, that holds a lot of rounds, that you can shoot well with. I would not consider myself a good shot with this gun at this point. However, I have improved quite a bit. And you can get a 15-round magazine for this gun, even though it sticks out, you know, a ridiculous amount. I generally, when I carry this one at work, I carry the 12-round in it. You know, that's 12 plus 1. You get a nice grip on it. And, you know, the only people I'm dealing with at work are, you know, druggies and homeless people. And, you know, they might be armed with a knife, and that's going to be it. So I feel like this gun is more than adequate for my current job. However, with all the crazy things going on in the world right now, when I am carrying concealed, when I'm not on the job, I feel much better having those extra 3 rounds in this gun. And I also feel comfortable knowing that I can shoot well with it if something happens. So, yeah. Those are my reasons for picking the Glock 43X. Once again, it is a preference thing. I would not say that one gun is better than the other. They're both outstanding guns. This one only becomes outstanding once you add that 50-round magazine to it. Without that 15-round magazine, it's just another gun, in my opinion. So, anyway, that's it for this review. I appreciate everybody watching, and I hope you have a good day. I'll see you next time.